The signal from the abyss. Dr. Emily Carter hadn't slept in over 20 hours. Her eyes burned as she adjusted her headset, listening to the rhythmic beeping of radio signals streaming in from the massive radio telescope in Puerto Rico. The night shift at the Arecibo Replacement Observatory was usually uneventful, just hours of scanning empty space, chasing cosmic background noise. But tonight was different. A strange signal pulsed through her speakers, structured, repeating, intentional. Emily straightened, her fingers flying across the keyboard. Prime numbers. The signal was encoding a sequence of prime numbers and radio pulses, an unmistakable sign of intelligence. Static crackled, followed by another pulse. The pattern repeated, each sequence slightly different, like a mathematical handshake. Her breath hitched. This isn't natural. She hit the emergency alert. Within minutes, the control room filled with researchers and technicians, their faces a mixture of skepticism and awe. Dr. Patel, the head astrophysicist, leaned over her screen, eyes narrowing. "Are you sure this isn't a glitch?" "I checked 3 times," Emily said, voice firm. "This is real." A tense silence followed. Everyone in the room knew what this meant. If this was authentic, it would be the first confirmed contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Within hours, the world knew. The signal's discovery ignited a media firestorm. Governments scrambled, news outlets speculated wildly, and social media exploded with theories, some rational, others absurd. Was it greeting? A warning? A trap? At NASA headquarters, an emergency meeting convened. Top scientists, military officials, and world leaders gathered to discuss the next move. The signal originates from Proxima Centauri, Dr. Patel explained. Specifically, Proxima b, an exoplanet in the habitable zone of our closest neighboring star. "That's just over 4 light-years away," said General Harris, the Pentagon's liaison. "If this is a transmission, it was sent years ago." "That's the thing," Emily interjected. "The signal is strengthening. It's repeating at shorter intervals, as if they're waiting for a response." A weighted silence settled over the room. What if this wasn't just a one-way message? What if they expected something from us? A senior diplomat cleared his throat. "The real question is, do we answer?" The debate raged. Some warned of the dangers of attracting attention from an advanced species. Others argued that remaining silent would be a lost opportunity. Meanwhile, experts worked tirelessly to decode the deeper structure of the message. Then a breakthrough. Hidden in the signal was a set of coordinates and a cryptic phrase translated from its mathematical base. "We seek the bold ones." Emily's stomach twisted. This wasn't just a message. It was an invitation. The journey to Proxima. The world stood at a crossroads. The signal's message, "We seek the bold ones," was both an invitation and a challenge. The question wasn't just whether to respond, but who would go. A coalition of the world's greatest space agencies and scientific institutions formed the Terran First Contact Initiative, TFCI, to lead the mission. The decision was made. Humanity would send a team. But there was one problem. Reaching Proxima Centauri with conventional technology would take over 4,000 years. That's when Dr. Raj Patel stepped forward. "We have a prototype warp system, an Alcubierre drive. It was theoretical until recently, but we believe we can make it work." The proposal was risky. The drive had never been tested on a full-scale crewed mission. But the alternative was to ignore the invitation, and that was unthinkable. With international collaboration, the experimental Expedition Dawn was assembled. A sleek, cutting-edge spacecraft, it would be the first human vessel to breach the cosmic divide. The crew was handpicked. Captain Isaac Moreno, a battle-hardened ex-military pilot with experience in extreme conditions. Dr. Emily Carter, the linguist and astrobiologist who first decoded the signal. Dr. Raj Patel, the genius physicist and AI expert overseeing the warp drive. Lieutenant Samantha Reeves, a tactical officer trained for unknown threats. As launch day arrived, Earth watched in silence. Every major news network covered the event. The world held its breath. Expedition Dawn, you are go for departure. The countdown began. The ship's engines thrummed, vibrating through the crew's bones. Emily's hands gripped the armrests. Captain Moreno's voice was steady over the comms. Engaging warp drive. A deep hum resonated through the ship, space itself bending around them. Stars stretched into streaks of light. The ship lurched forward, faster than any human had ever traveled. Then, something went wrong. The ship shuddered violently. Alarms blared. The AI, Athena, chimed in. Unidentified energy fluctuation detected. The crew barely had time to react before the ship was yanked off course. The warp bubble collapsed, spitting them out near Proxima Centauri. But they were not alone. A massive alien structure loomed before them. It was unlike anything in human history. A colossal ring, dark and ancient, orbiting Proxima b. Its surface pulsed with a strange energy. "The coordinates," Emily whispered. "This is what they wanted us to find." Before anyone could respond, the ring activated. A gravitational force seized the ship and began pulling them in. Moreno fought the controls. Engines unresponsive. "We're being pulled inside," Reef shouted. The ring's interior was a swirling abyss of light and shadow. Then, in an instant, Expedition Dawn vanished into the unknown. The crucible of the bold. Emily's breath caught in her throat as the ship was pulled through the ring. The swirling abyss of light swallowed them whole, and for a moment, there was only darkness. Then, impact. The ship lurched violently, metal groaning under unseen forces. Lights flickered, systems rebooting. The crew struggled to regain their bearings. The view screen showed a vast, enclosed space, a massive alien structure stretching endlessly in all directions. "We're inside something," Captain Moreno muttered, scanning the displays. "Atmosphere is breathable, gravity normal." The ship rested on a metallic platform inside an enormous chamber. Strange, glowing symbols adorned the walls, pulsing rhythmically. The air hummed, alive with energy. Then a voice, deep, resonant, and inhuman. "Welcome, travelers." A figure materialized before them, tall, robed, its form shifting like liquid metal. Its face was unreadable, its presence overwhelming. "I am the Arbiter," it declared. "You have come in answer to the call. Now, you must prove yourselves." A doorway slid open, revealing a long corridor. Beyond it lay the unknown. Moreno exchanged glances with the crew. "We didn't come this far to turn back." Weapons holstered but ready, they stepped forward. The first trial, intelligence. The corridor led to a massive chamber, where floating monoliths rearranged themselves in complex patterns. A deep chime echoed. "Solve the equation. Prove your species is more than instinct." A sequence of symbols glowed in the air, an alien mathematical puzzle. One mistake could mean failure, or worse. Dr. Patel stepped forward, mind racing. The equation wasn't just numbers, it was dimensional logic. Time, space, quantum physics intertwined. He took a deep breath, adjusted one variable, and entered the final piece. The symbols flashed. The monoliths shifted into perfect alignment. The door to the next chamber opened. The second trial, courage. They entered a darkened arena. Suddenly, the walls flickered, and the crew found themselves on a battlefield. Explosions rocked the air. The sky burned. Human cities lay in ruins. "This isn't real," Emily whispered. But it felt real. Alien warships loomed overhead, energy weapons firing. Screams filled the air. The Arbiter's voice echoed. "If the galaxy turns against you, will you stand or fall?" Moreno clenched his fists. This was a test of resolve. He saw civilians trapped in the rubble, crying for help. He didn't hesitate. "Move. We get them out now." They pushed forward, saving as many as they could. Even when the enemy closed in, they stood their ground. Then, the battlefield vanished. The Arbiter's voice returned. "You fight not for power, but for each other." Interesting. The final trial, unity. The last chamber was empty. A single pedestal lay at the center. 2 buttons. One red, one blue. "Only one of you may proceed," the Arbiter said. "Choose." A test of division. A betrayal. Moreno didn't hesitate. He turned away. We don't play these games. Emily followed, then Patel, then Reeves. The pedestal disintegrated. The Arbiter laughed, a deep, knowing sound. Humanity, you are different. The walls dissolved into stars. Before them lay the final choice. A secret path forward or annihilation. Humanity's answer. The Arbiter's towering figure loomed over them, shifting like liquid metal, its gaze unreadable. Around them, the chamber had vanished, replaced by a vast cosmic void where stars burned in unnatural patterns. The final choice had come. You have passed the trials, but barely, the Arbiter intoned. Your species stands on the precipice. The galaxy is vast, dangerous. Many will see you as a threat. You must choose. Two paths materialized before them, one leading into darkness, the other into brilliant golden light. Step forward and join the great order of civilizations, the Arbiter continued. But under our guidance, you will be monitored, controlled, shaped. Moreno's jaw tightened. Controlled. Or the Arbiter's voice darkened. Turn away. You will be alone. You will be hunted. You will be at war before you are ready. A heavy silence filled the air. The weight of the decision pressed against them. Dr. Patel's mind raced through the possibilities. If they accepted the Arbiter's offer, humanity would be shielded. But at what cost? Would they trade their independence for security? Lieutenant Reeves whispered, "This is a leash." Emily took a deep breath. There was only one choice. Captain Moreno stepped forward. He locked eyes with the Arbiter, voice steady. "We don't kneel." The void trembled. The Arbiter's form rippled in surprise. "You refuse our protection?" Moreno nodded. "We choose our own path. No one decides humanity's fate but us." For the first time, the Arbiter was silent. Then, a deep, resonant laugh. "Fascinating. Few have chosen this path. Even fewer survive it. The golden pathway shattered, leaving only the darkness ahead." "Very well." The Arbiter extended a hand, and a shimmering object appeared, a pulsating sphere of energy, data swirling within. "Take this knowledge. It will guide you. But beware." The stars around them shifted, revealing immense fleets, alien warships resting in the void. They are already watching, and they are coming. A sudden pull, gravity twisted, space folded. Expedition Dawn snapped back into real space. They were above Proxima B once more. The alien ring, the Arbiter, the trials, all gone. Only silence remained, except for the ship's alarms blaring. "We're back." Emily breathed. Moreno exhaled, gripping the controls. "No, we're changed." Dr. Patel stared at the data, now flowing through the ship's systems. Alien technology coordinates the hidden worlds, secrets of the cosmos. Lieutenant Reeves narrowed her eyes at the distant stars. Somewhere out there, enemies were already stirring. Emily placed a hand on the console, feeling the weight of what they had just done. Humanity had made its choice, and the galaxy was about to learn why that choice would change everything. The bold ones had arrived, and they would not be stopped. End.